Commissioner Gordon, Bane has escaped.
Consistency. A force both feared and revered, a weapon that can shatter mountains or crush empires into dust. It is the unrelenting march, the tireless beat of a war drum echoing through the darkness. Consistency has no pity, no pause, no moment of rest. It does not come in bursts of passion, in fleeting sparks of brilliance. No, it is the daily grind, the unforgiving pursuit that leaves weaker souls broken and begging for respite. Those who dare to master it become more than human. They become legends, forces of nature that no obstacle can defeat. People worship grand beginnings, the flare of excitement that accompanies the first steps of a journey. But beginnings are easy. It's the long, unglamorous road that follows where most fall. Consistency has no patience for the thrill seekers, for the ones who crave glory without sacrifice. It grinds you down, demands blood and sweat, tests your resolve with every step. Those who master consistency don't just start, they finish. They are relentless, ruthless, devoid of the weakness that makes others falter. Their strength is not in moments of greatness, but in the ceaseless, unbroken line of effort that stretches into eternity. The world loves to sing of talent, to worship those gifted with natural ability. But talent without consistency is a flame that burns out long before the night is over. The truly powerful understand that talent is nothing without discipline, without the ability to keep going long after motivation has died. Consistency is the great equalizer, the force that separates the conquerors from the conquered. It is a slow, merciless climb, one that leaves the unprepared to fall and shatter. The masters of consistency don't rely on inspiration. They forge themselves in routine, unyielding and unstoppable. Consistency is a merciless taskmaster, a shadow that demands absolute loyalty. It doesn't care about excuses, doesn't accept weakness. Each day is a test, a call to action that cannot be ignored. The weak curse the monotony, the endless cycle of repetition that consistency demands. But those who crave greatness know that repetition is the hammer that shapes steel. They embrace the grind, knowing that each small, disciplined action builds to something monumental. Greatness isn't forged in moments of inspiration. It's crafted in the long hours when no one is watching, in the struggle that seems endless. The shadows respect consistency. They know that a single strike means nothing, that a flash of brilliance is easily forgotten. It's the relentless pressure, the daily assault that bends the world to one's will. Those who have mastered consistency know how to embrace the darkness, how to move through it with steady steps, unafraid of the weariness that comes. While others stumble and lose their way, the consistent walk forward, eyes set on a future only they have the will to reach. The shadows may try to betray them, but consistency is their ally, their unbreakable shield. Failure is a companion to the inconsistent, a punishment for those who lack the strength to keep going. The masters of consistency are not strangers to failure. They've faced it countless times. But failure is no defeat to them. It's a lesson, a reminder to keep moving, to adjust and continue the march. Each setback is an invitation to prove their dedication, to demonstrate that they are more than just one-hit wonders. Consistency laughs at failure, knowing that victory is inevitable for those who refuse to give up. It is a promise, a law of the universe. The unyielding will always rise. The most dangerous souls are not the ones who fight hard for a day, but the ones who fight every day. Consistency turns warriors into conquerors, making them immune to the despair that comes from setbacks. They do not fear the passing of time. they weaponize it. Each day, each moment is another step closer to the goal. There are no wasted hours, no forgotten dreams. The masters of consistency carve their future with a chisel made of grit and determination. They know that time is both the enemy and the prize, and they use it mercilessly. The world may mock those who live by routine, who sacrifice spontaneity for structure. But structure is the skeleton of greatness, the foundation on which empires are built. Consistency is the art of making each day a building block, each action a step toward something unbreakable. The scattered, the undisciplined will never know the power of a life lived with purpose. But those who master consistency understand that even the greatest fortresses are built one stone at a time. They leave no action wasted, no effort half-hearted. Every day is a battle, and they fight with unwavering resolve. Chaos fears consistency. It knows that no storm can shake those who've built themselves on discipline. While others are swept away by the whims of emotion, the consistent remain unmovable, grounded. Their minds are fortresses, their hearts engines that never tire. Perfection. The world worships it, longs for it, holds it up as an unattainable standard. But perfection of effort is not required for greatness. The truly powerful know that perfection is a myth, a siren song that lures the unworthy into despair and paralysis. It's not flawless execution that builds empires, but the relentless, unyielding effort that refuses to stop. Consistency, not perfection, is the fuel of progress. Those who chase perfect outcomes are the first to fall, their dreams shattered by the weight of their own impossible expectations. The wise ignore this mirage and focus on what matters, showing up every single day. The tools of success are crude, blunt instruments, shaped and refined only by those willing to wield them with patience and determination. The masters of consistency know that the effort does not have to be immaculate. It only needs to be relentless. Progress is born from the mess of trial and error, from the willingness to keep striking even when the blows are imperfect. The pursuit of perfection breeds fear, hesitation, and delay. But the embrace of consistent effort creates warriors, beings who understand that every imperfect action moves them forward bit by bit until they become unstoppable. Failure? It loses its sting when you've abandoned the need for perfection. Each misstep is not a defeat, but a teacher, a lesson that carves strength into your bones. The consistent are not demoralized by failure, they are fueled by it. Their eyes are fixed on the horizon, immune to the voices that whisper they aren't good enough. They know that even the gods of perfection kneel before the mortals who refuse to quit. While others are paralyzed by fear of making mistakes, the consistent keep moving, inching ever closer to mastery. In the end, effort is not measured by its flawlessness, but by its persistence. The world loves to judge, to criticize, to tear down anyone who dares to act without perfection. But the consistent are deaf to this noise. They understand that greatness isn't handed out to those who do everything right. It's earned by those who do everything relentlessly. The tools may be primitive, the methods may be clumsy, but progress is a merciless force that respects only one thing: the will to keep trying. The shadows of doubt cannot touch those who move forward, who embrace the chaos and mess of trying and failing and trying again. Greatness doesn't come dressed in perfection. It arrives bloodied, bruised, and born from 1,000 imperfect attempts. The masters of consistency wear their scars proudly. reminders of every battle fought, every lesson learned. Each effort, no matter how flawed, is a testament to their resolve, a step towards something extraordinary. They understand that the quest for perfection is a trap, a distraction that keeps lesser souls from acting. Perfection seeks to delay, to keep the brave from moving forward. But the consistent do not wait for flawless conditions. They act now, messy and unrefined, but always moving forward. The tools of success are not refined instruments, but brutal weapons of persistence. Those who master them know that the secret lies in repetition, in showing up even when they feel broken, tired, or uninspired. The world waits for perfect heroes, but heroes are forged in the furnace of consistency. Each swing of the hammer, each drop of sweat, each failed attempt, it all adds up. The masters know this and keep pushing, knowing that their dedication will shape mountains, even if every strike is imperfect. They do not wait for greatness to find them. They drag greatness, kicking and screaming, into reality. The enemy of progress is not failure, it is hesitation, the endless waiting for the perfect moment to act. The world is full of dreamers waiting for everything to align, for their efforts to be flawless. But the world belongs to the ones who act now, who use their crude, unpolished tools to carve out their destiny. The masters of consistency move forward in the dark, knowing that their tools will sharpen with each attempt, that their progress is inevitable because they never stop. Each moment wasted chasing perfection is a moment lost forever, an opportunity surrendered to the void. The pain of imperfection is a small price to pay for progress. The consistent accept this pain, use it, thrive on it. They know that while others obsess over flawless execution, they are winning the war by simply refusing to stop. Each act of effort, no matter how flawed, becomes a brick in the fortress of their future. They do not wait for perfect conditions, they create their own. And in the end, it is their imperfect yet relentless effort that brings the world to its knees, that makes even the mighty bow before their will. Mastering the art of consistency is about accepting imperfection, about wielding your crude tools with relentless force. Progress respects effort, not flawlessness. Intentions are easy. They sparkle in the mind, lighting up like embers, fleeting, fragile, full of potential. But intentions alone mean nothing. They are the whispers of the weak, empty promises made in the dark, vanishing before they even have the chance to burn. The world is full of intention, drowning in the unrealized dreams of those who thought wishing was enough. But wishing never built empires. Intentions are merely sparks, tiny fleeting bursts that light up the darkness for a moment before fading. Without action, they are forgotten, left to rot in the graveyard of the unfulfilled. Action. That's what turns a spark into a roaring blaze, a flame that can consume the world. Action is merciless, ruthless. It demands more than desire. It requires blood, sweat, sacrifice. While intentions dream of a fire, action makes one. The brave know this. They understand that all the grandest plans, all the whispered hopes are worthless without the muscle to make them real. The universe respects those who act, who don't wait for perfect conditions or endless motivation. They strike even when the odds are stacked against them, knowing that movement, even flawed, is what separates the conquerors from the forgotten. Intentions are for those who are afraid to commit, for those who find comfort in the illusion that they'll act someday. But someday never comes. The strong know that only today matters, that action cannot wait. They don't make excuses or hesitate at the altar of intention. They grab the spark, feed it with effort and struggle, and watch as it becomes a fire that cannot be contained. Dreams are only dreams until they are forged into reality, and that forging is violent, chaotic, merciless. The flame doesn't care about intentions, it only responds to fuel, to action that is relentless. People love to talk about what they intend to do, filling the air with empty promises. But those words are as hollow as the wind. The world does not change for the dreamers, but for the doers, the ones who dare to take their spark and force it into a blaze. Action is where power lies, where ideas become legacy. The world forgets intentions, dismisses them as the ramblings of those too weak to step forward. But action leaves scars, marks on the earth that time cannot erase. The powerful know this, and so they act, never wasting time on words alone. The shadows of intention are full of whispers, 1,000 ideas never brought to life. They circle, they mock, feeding off the wasted potential of those who are too afraid to try. Action banishes these shadows, fills the void with light that burns through hesitation. Every step forward, every risk taken feeds the flame. The fire doesn't grow from grand ideas, it grows from the small, consistent actions that make dreams real. Those who master action master the world. The fire becomes their ally, a force that destroys hesitation and leaves nothing but progress in its wake. Intentions comfort the weak. They let the fearful sleep at night, convincing them that someday they will act. But that comfort is a lie, a poison that keeps them chained. The strong do not need the false warmth of intention. They need the heat of action, the fire that forces them to move even when they're exhausted, even when the world feels too heavy to carry. Action is a discipline, a choice made over and over, a war waged daily. The spark will never become a fire on its own. It needs someone brave enough to stoke it, to risk getting burned. Greatness doesn't wait for intentions to become action on their own. It demands force, relentless and unyielding. Those who are remembered do not waste time thinking about what they could do. They do it. They act, they fail, they learn, and they act again. Each attempt another log on the fire, each failure another chance to grow stronger. The flame only respects those who keep it alive, who feed it with more than just desire. It craves effort, sacrifice, consistency. Those who act become the fire itself, unstoppable, unyielding, consuming everything in their path. The world was never changed by someone who intended to act but did nothing. The masters of consistency know this, and so they keep moving, keep striking. They don't wait for the spark to reignite on its own. They act even when the flame is dying, even when hope feels far away. Each movement forward adds to their fire, each struggle another source of heat. Perfection is not required, only action, only the willingness to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep pushing, even when it hurts. The fire respects this. It grows, it thrives, and it cannot be put out. Intentions alone are whispers in the dark, but action is the shout that echoes through eternity. It's the declaration of war against mediocrity, the unbreakable will that refuses to settle. The fire isn't interested in your plans or dreams. It burns only for those who act, a plan. Not a luxury, but a necessity, a weapon in a world where society has been planning your life before you even took your first breath. Society loves obedience, thrives on docility, wants you to be a cog in a well-oiled machine built to benefit everyone but you. If you don't have a plan, rest assured they have one for you. It's dull, suffocating, soul-crushing. A life designed to keep you subdued. A puppet dancing on strings pulled by unseen hands. They have plotted your routine, engineered your distractions, and even decided the limits of your dreams. Without a plan of your own, you become a pawn, sacrificed for a game you never wanted to play. Your future self is watching, a ghost haunting your present, eyes filled with disappointment. It feels every wasted second, every missed opportunity, and seethes with frustration. The life you are meant to live is slipping away, eroded by inaction and conformity. This specter of your future isn't a figment of your imagination. It's the person you could have been, the warrior who conquered dreams instead of watching them fade. It stands in the shadows of your indecision, shaking its head, knowing that each moment wasted is another chain wrapped around your potential. You feel bad for a reason, because deep down, you know you're losing. Society's plan for you is a sedative, an unending lullaby that keeps you too comfortable to fight back. It wraps you in soft chains of entertainment and easy pleasures, distracting you from the war raging inside your soul. Every time you give in, every time you waste a day scrolling, binging, pretending you have forever, society wins. It wants you docile, compliant, eager to buy, to consume, to be another faceless statistic. It doesn't want you sharp, rebellious, awake, but the strong, the ones who carve their own path, refuse to live like this. They understand that in a world so eager to control, a plan is an act of defiance. A plan transforms intention into reality. It makes you dangerous, a force to be reckoned with, someone who isn't easily manipulated. It gives you direction, purpose, armor against society's attempts to mold you into something forgettable. Without it, you drift, vulnerable to whatever tide pulls at you next. But with a plan, you become a warrior, slicing through the distractions and lies, focused on a target only you can see. The plan doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. It must be built on your desires, your ambition, not what others have decided is enough for you. The future doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who prepare. Your future self isn't some abstract concept. It's the judge of your every action, your silent, bitter critic. You owe it to yourself to create a life worth living, life that defies society's expectations. Each day spent without a plan is a betrayal, a step closer to mediocrity, to a life of regret. The future doesn't forgive laziness, doesn't comfort those who refuse to act. It punishes the unprepared, mocks those who thought that drifting through life was enough. Only the prepared survive, only the driven thrive. People fear commitment, fear the effort a plan requires. But the harsh reality is that if you don't direct your life, someone else will. Society has no problem deciding your fate, crafting a future that benefits everyone but you. To live without a plan is to live on borrowed time, with borrowed dreams. It's easy to let someone else think for you, but easy is a prison, a grave for ambition. The strong know that freedom comes at a cost. It's paid in sweat, in discipline, in the relentless pursuit of something greater. They embrace the pain of planning because they know the alternative is unbearable. The world tries to sell you the lie of endless tomorrows, of a future that will wait patiently while you waste today. But time is merciless, a predator that devours the complacent. Each day without a plan is another offering to this beast, another opportunity surrendered. The masters of consistency understand this, and so they plan, they move, they fight. They don't drift or let society guide them. They take control even if it means sleepless nights and days filled with struggle. Imagine looking back on a life where every dream remained a dream. Every spark of ambition was snuffed out by inaction. That's the future society wants for you. Predictable, controlled, uninspired. But those who make a plan, who take action every single day, create something different. They become threats, rebels in a world that values conformity. Their future selves look back with pride, not disappointment, knowing that every sacrifice, every moment of effort was worth it. Because a plan isn't just about success. It's about creating a life that feels like yours. The strong know that living without a plan is to play Russian roulette with destiny. The odds are never in your favor, and each day wasted is a bullet chambered, ready to end your dreams.